I've been selling my soul. I've been prostituting my losses, been rocking and roll. Been cranking that soldier boy, I'm hitting that road. It's been hard to find happy, I'm clinging, I'm hitting that note. I've been out loud up dreams, you can't say I didn't try. Pain's guaranteed, do you wanna hurt by my side? God not going tired, people picking their sides. When I think about my life, wanna be alive when I die. I'm pretty sure somebody gotta die for it. Just bought myself a politician, I'ma sneak through the motherfucking side door. Woo! Let's get online, let's hurt somebody for the high score. My lord, thanks for the purpose, now I got something I can die for. I'm just grinding like I'm told, I'm just trying to sell my soul. It goes on and on it goes, it goes on and on it goes. We been fighting, running for some time now. Should we kill somebody? It's time to find out.
Murder, murder. I got murder on my mind. Grab a body in the woods. Dissect it, then dig up it, then bury it. It's tricky blood. Pull up with the profit, then we profit when we're in your hood. Run this game, we pimpin' pain and bleed for fame, but it's so good. 5 syllables, I bled for music. 4 syllables, it fed me though. 3 syllables, it saved me. 2 syllables, crazy. 1 syllable, go. Shameless, everybody's shameless. Monetized live to get Instagram famous. Following blindly, the mind is and brainless. The game is contagious, the pain in the anus. My homeostasis is waking up wasted. Selling on my music to make money off the struggle. Living in my western bubble. Trying to make raps in the rubble. Fuck it. I want the cheat code on. Pull up with the prof with a tin still on. Do a drive-by on a politician, bitch, die. I'm famous, mom.
I'm just grinding like I'm told, I'm just trying to sell my soul. Oh yeah. It goes on and on it goes, it goes on and on it goes. We been fighting, running for some time now.
Yeah, we've been running for some time.
Should we kill somebody? It's time to find out. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Anything bad happened to you today? Tell me something bad that happened to you today.
My brother, we got about 15 seconds of song left. There's not enough time, bro.
Oh, well, let's get down to business then. We'll make sure to pack the Glock 9. I want the 33 round.
Yeah, 33.
And some duct tape.
Duct tape.
Some duct tape.
Yeah, some duct tape.
Alright. Hold on, let me just get this audio sorted out real quick. Alright. One of these days I'll figure out how to get it in my ear at a reasonable level. I'm still listening to it real loud, but it should be better for you. So yeah, no camera today. I'm gonna try that instead. I think my face is kind of typically obscuring a lot of the screen anyway, so hopefully that's better. Yeah, so I wanted to look at some retired Hack the Box challenges, which we've done in the past. I have a bunch downloaded, so I'm gonna just probably take a look at a couple of them and then we'll dig into something. Yeah. So I did already have at least 1 or 2 pulled out. Hey, what's up, Data? How's it going? I was gonna take a look at some retired Hack the Box challenges. Cause yeah, I recently decided I'm gonna get a Security Plus certificate, so I want to start doing this more regularly. Yeah. So I think just start unzipping some of these and seeing what they have. Yeah. Unless, actually, we can just start with this one because I already have it unpacked. Let's do that. I want to make this more readable for the viewer because I feel like in the past my head is typically blocking a lot of things. So maybe that's bigger. There we go. Okay. So do I already have something for this? Yes, I do. Happy New Year, Data. Hope things started off okay for you. Okay, so cool. Usually when the flags have when the challenges come with the flag file, that means that we don't necessarily need to pop a shell. We might just need to read the flag. So that's interesting to see. Let's see what this file is, El Peepo. Oh, I already did this. So the file is not stripped and it's a 64-bit x86 64-bit. And there's no stack canary. Okay, that's cool. So we can do stack smashing. Did I already open this in Ghidra? That's the question. So the next step we want to do is to take a look at this El Peepo file, but the disassembly of it. So I just use Ghidra because it's free. Oh yeah, I'm right in there. Well, there's other free options too, but I don't know that they don't create the source code back to C, which is really like readable and easy. Oh, awesome! I already loaded this. I love when I do something and then I forget that I did it and I just have a little surprise for myself later. Like it's a little gift. Oh, you already did that. Alright, so probably want to find the main function. That's where it starts. Okay. Interesting. So it looks like a fairly simple function. There is a read flag. That's kind of nice. Looks like we basically just it's gonna read in stuff that we write, and we have to somehow if local 9 doesn't equal huh? It's gonna read 64 characters into this thing, which I guess maybe that's gonna in and of itself already overwrite this. It's weird because they're setting this local 9 variable. I'll rename this. You can rename variables if you hit L. So I'll call this hard coded or constant, I guess. So they assign that to be 01 or just 1. But like, why wouldn't it be? I guess this read call must somehow overflow this. So maybe okay, let's just take a look. You can always step to the debugger and see what's going on. And usually it's we probably want to put some breakpoints here. Oh, these it hasn't run yet, so these addresses are not gonna work for setting breakpoints. Let me just run. Oh, okay, so it did step into the. That's interesting. Oh, okay, yeah, because we didn't add anything, so we didn't overwrite it. But then doesn't that mean if we just... Oh, I see what it's saying. So if we send anything that's gonna cause a stack overflow, it'll just read the flag. Because basically this variable has some size that's certainly smaller than 64. And the constant is laid out on the stack like pretty close to it. So if we're allowed to write 64 bytes at this, I guess we can call it something. Vulnerable var. We can probably affect this constant. Or I guess we don't even, yeah, that's all we have to do. Is just change this constant. Let me just read the flag. Do we even need pwn tools? Can I just do like... Alright, well now we can set breakpoints. So we'll see the addresses of... Oops. The addresses of main are going to change now. Yeah. They're like all plus 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So maybe we want to put a breakpoint right after that read call where it's comparing, like right here. So right after this happens, and see what's happening here. Because all we need is, it looks like, for this if else to go into the else statement, and we get the flag to be read. So I'll put a breakpoint, B star, and then the address. Just run again. I'll throw more A's at it again. Okay, so it's comparing. Oh, but I made this so big you can't actually see. I have to scroll up. RBP. Oh, we did get... Oh, maybe I put enough A's that time. Yeah, it's definitely not 1. Oh, but I put too many A's and we caused like a actual seg fault. I see. So we gotta find the magic balance. That's probably... Okay. Let's try... Okay, we can do this more systematically then. So we're gonna use pwn tools. So from pwn, import star, just get all those libraries. Oh, can't do that. Need a virtual environment. Wait, I already made it. Okay. Install pwn tools. Luckily it's pretty quick. Cool. Alright, so back into Python. From pwn, import star. And this will just be easier probably. So like let's just try like 32 A's. So it's at the... Oh. Yeah. So at this, with 32 A's, that's a lot less than what I did before. And RBP is still pointing to 1. Okay. So we need more than 32. The other... Maybe we could brute force this actually. So we can do that from within here, right? If we want to say that this is our payload. And times, I don't know, we can call it 20 for now, or 30, 64. I guess we know we have up to 64. We could start 64 and backwards from there. So we can create a process using PwnTools by just calling lpeopo, the file that we're debugging. And then it didn't output anything in the beginning, so it looked like we just send in whatever the payload is. And then I think we either read the flag or read that message that we just saw. Not scary enough, boo. So we can just do print p dot readline, I think. And I think we want to like decode it from UTF-8 possibly. I fuck that up every time though. It's either encode or decode. Oh. Oh, I guess that worked. I wasn't expecting it to work. I thought I was going to have to make a function and brute force the number. It looks like if we send exactly 64, actually, we get the flag. So now I just have to log in to HackTheBox, I think. We could get the real flag. That was easier than I expected, shoot. It's funny how that goes. They either take a super long time or you get it like right off the bat. Shit, give me a second. I need to go grab my phone because I have to use two-factor. I thought I was already signed in. Yeah. Be right back. Alright. So I might cover the screen for a second while I just log in. I think I have. Oh, whoops, I muted myself. I never asked Data, do you work in cybersecurity or anything like that? But it's you're still doing a data analysis. I get it. Yeah. I don't work in cybersecurity. I'm just trying to maybe pivot, I think, a little, or at least augment a little. So do you know Jump? Because I've been having to do a lot of stuff in Jump, and it's been yeah. So kind of like me. Okay. Good, keep it that way. It's just wild. Like, it's just one of the it's a master spreadsheet analyzer. It's like all of these crazy advanced statistics combined into one sort of like, it's like Excel on steroids, kind of. And like specifically geared for, I think, like data science kind of stuff. Yeah, so we wanted to go to challenges. That's where I was going. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, they're starting to give that to people. I have very mixed feelings because I've watched. I don't know if you know Primogen. He's like a programming streamer. That's probably not what he would call himself. He like programs a lot. Yeah, yeah, and he used it for a long time, but then he said it made it like weird to transition away because he like forgot certain things. And I can see I'm like very like that. Like I get reliant on my tools. So I'm not sure if I'm like an expert or not. There'd be certain things it'd be cool though. Like it would be helpful for the stuff in Jump because new stuff. I guess maybe not new stuff, but stuff that you don't need to know super well. You just need to complete. Yeah, Excel is a nightmare. Oh my god. Okay, so El Peepo. What's the name of this? I have no idea what songs are gonna come up. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah. It's such a fun thing to be. Just even a taste of it, you're like, ooh. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of why I've stayed away as well. But I'm just sort of like at a point where I don't know. I don't want to go back to school like for a, degree or something. But I feel like maybe at least kind of venturing into like cyber with certificates or something would be a interesting way to maybe pivot a little. Plus, like, just looking at the news and stuff, I feel like it's good job security. Yeah, that's the thing though. I do feel like if it's all cyber, I'm trying to be careful to not go all cyber and stuff because then I feel like it would get scary. Like if it's what's it called? Incident response. That's where I've been like on the fence because I think if I did something like incident response, right, you're dealing with actually impacted people, and then it's going to be like hard because it's kind of like in the scam baiting world when you deal with actual victims. It's like, oh, it's way more, I think, emotionally difficult. But then there's like obviously the stuff on HackTheBox. It's a lot more geared towards penetration testing, and in that case, no one's really harmed. It's so it's like I yeah. Yeah, exactly. Everyone wants the pen test stuff. So I'm trying to figure out some way to like blend it. Blue team is very underrated. I think that's the hard thing though cuz it's very stressful too. Like I don't even know, honestly. I'm surprised it's like possible. I mean, I don't know much about Windows. Pretty much everything I do is on Linux, so that's probably a big part of it. Like they don't run Linux and Enterprise for that very reason, I guess. Um, yeah, there's just a lot of tools, I think, for just like analysis. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. That's exactly what I'm afraid of is ending up in a. I don't want to transition because I don't want to dox myself. But I have like I'm an engineer. I'm not like a entry level sort of person, so I don't want to ditch that for a entry level kind of help desk job. But also I love cyber, so yeah, yeah. See, yeah, that kind of thing is also interesting to me though. Like with working in a actual thing or like looking at the threat analysis kind of side of things. I just think the incident response is where it's for me just from seeing in scam baiting how hard it is to talk or hear like the victims. I feel like that wouldn't be my personal. It'd be rough. Plus if I let them down, it would just be yeah. That would just suck. Yeah, the internal politics is really hard. That's honestly. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, And that's the thing that I'm afraid of, is that the politics is something that you can't escape. I personally sort of went into the sciences, why can't I find this challenge? I kind of went into the sciences because I thought it would be less political, but it turns out, well, it is for the most part, but it just, when it comes to money, like, politics starts getting into play when, yeah, when certain people can see profit, they start, you know, certain pressures start overriding logic, and that's where it's frustrating, I think. But yeah, well, that's also, so I have a similar thing. I haven't wanted to leave because I kind of I get to work in a very specific thing that's like exactly the kind of, like, I could make more if I worked at a place that's more applied and general, but like, it's fun to be specialized and do something unique, you know? And like, yeah, exactly. But as time ticks on, I get worried because the nicheness for me in particular, it's like, I can't apply this. I need to somehow generalize something if in case the party stops or something. That's where, yeah. That's where it gets unfortunate, because the money and the tech can ruin. This is why we can't have nice things, I think. So yeah, the only difference for solving this now is I just changed the process to remote, because we have an address and a port, and be an easy little flag. But yeah, I'm in no rush or anything. I just, for now, it's like I'm gonna get the certification, I think, and then it'll just at least make it so if I ever want to switch, I can be maybe more competitive, or maybe convince them to take security more seriously at work, and now be like, hey, I have a certification, you should really listen to me. Or maybe just go to IT directly and be like, hey, does this open doors? Because that's the frustrating thing. I understand now so much more why, because I don't, like, we don't do public facing stuff, so I get why security's not, I mean, or certain particular kinds of security are not a major thing, but it's difficult because anyone developing a product is given like a very strict set of deadlines, and security is literally like not part of that, really. It probably is at a place like Netflix or something, but yeah, so a lot of that stuff, it's like, whose job is it, is actually kind of an interesting question. I mean, I think at some places, like maybe Apple or Google, they do incorporate that, but even still, it's a lot of it ends up being up to independent parties to like test stuff. So I want to print the flag, and I did get it right, actually. It was decode, I think. Yeah. Oh, I did 90. Whoops. I'm dumb. Whoopsies. You open that again. We need to send 64. Huh? Did I do the right challenge? Why isn't this working? Yeah, I have a lot of this is driven by AI on my side as well, but in a different way. But yeah, it's complicated. The bummer for me is like I had a lot of ideas about how to use AI, but I didn't plan on them being implemented by people with PhDs in AI and me kept in a different room. That's the part that sucks. I think that the general problem with AI that we're gonna see is that the people that use AI to develop the initial things, they are really good at simplifying a problem so that AI can understand it, but because they're mostly doing so to replace people, they're not working with the experts in a way that the knowledge is going to be proper. Like it's a weird thing. I've seen kind of firsthand how you can literally try to teach an AI scientist how to encode knowledge and how that works and doesn't work. Like it's a machine, it's going to do some things really well, but also there's some things that yeah, it's hard to explain. But like it's certainly true that it can like help understand. The thing I wish they were using AI more for is to understand a problem space that's like impossible for a human to analyze. Cuz there is like all these I don't know if you've seen any of this. Well, you probably maybe more so actually. There's like crazy applications where they do like drug discovery or like literally like inventing new chemicals and stuff like that because it's like open-ended problems that the machine can just, you know, iterate over way faster than if it can simulate sort of things. Let me double check that I'm doing this the same way. I'm kind of confused. Yeah, so I think maybe that I do share a lot. It's a similar thing, and it's like, you know, if you're on the quality and sort of like implementation side of any system, I think you're like your whole job has been to make sure everything worked perfectly. And now all these people are coming in being like, well, we're going to teach a robot how to do it. But the same sort of like what's it called? The question is like how much scrutiny are they placing into that side of things versus like, well, we just want to see the results from the AI. You know what I mean? Versus like when I want to make a change, how much scrutiny gets placed into it. Like it's crazy. So that's where the politics of it get kind of crazy, and where it's like, well, the incentive of like seeing some return on the use of AI is seemingly driving a lot of rash decision making. But yeah, wait, so this works on our side. That's so weird. What am I doing wrong? This should be super simple. Did I like copy this in wrong or something? No. Yeah. I hope, you know, I shouldn't even hope, but I'm at least I would have hoped that in certain fields like the medical field anyway, some amount of what's it called? Like pre-existing laws maybe would help gatekeep at least some amount of fast change. But I don't know. It's hard because there might not be rules even. So I've discovered that people, if there's no rule to be broken, then people will still try things and then justify that. So this should work fine. Why? That's weird. Why would this not work on the remote instance? Maybe the remote thing is... Hold on. Let's try. It's kind of hard to debug a remote thing because I don't have a debugger, but I guess the only thing I can do is maybe double check that I'm even... Well, there you go. That is not Hack the Box. Or something. I don't know. This is not what's supposed to happen at all. It's sending HTTP 83 136 2532. Maybe try to restart this instance. I don't know. Oh, it's the same address, but we got a new IP. 40, or we got a new port. 42360. Alright, that's the same. Yeah. Alright, so 42360. Oh, let me close this. Oh. Weird. Is this like... I don't know. Something's going on with the Hack the Box. Like, why? It's not supposed to be HTTP. I don't know. I'm not gonna let this derail it. Something's up with this instance. Like, we just solved it. We know. Can literally just change it to the binary, not the remote instance. And we'll definitely not. Yeah, there's nothing about this is HTTP, so I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Oh, I wanted to keep that for record keeping. But yeah, that was not a real challenge, I guess. Let me find another one. Yeah, there were all of these. I downloaded a bunch of them. Let's see. So we did El Pipo, I don't know. I wanted to change the, give it a little X. Alright, and let's see. So I never finished this one. Okay. So there's one that I never finished that I kind of remember starting. Let's see if there might be... If I already logged into Hack the Box, actually, I should have my favorited things. But yeah, everyone wants to do the penetration testing. That's definitely a thing. I think I'll probably end up just trying to pivot more towards hardware security and stuff, because I think there's probably less people doing like hardware vulnerability. A lot of it's web. A lot of the, I mean, I base a lot of my knowledge on that from the numbers I see on Hack the Box, but like the web and the mobile applications, right? There's like a lot of people doing that stuff, but it seems like a lot less people doing like firmware analysis or like IoT devices or something like that. So hoping that might be a possible kind of, you know, pivot, but if not, I'm happy where I am for now. But we'll see. We'll see where the AI takes us. I'll be ready just in case. Oh yeah, there was a reversing challenge. Alright, let me take a look at it. I don't know though, it might be too hard. These are always kind of a mixed bag. These can get real hard real fast. Oh, that's what she said. That's pretty bad. Oh, maybe I haven't loaded this one in yet. Link hands, yeah. I think I did download that one.
Shit, I just wanna be holding hands, hold my fan, pack my sandwich, saran wrap, drop the beats, carrots, leaves float like Lauren, at least hope I go, glowing blue and red, flying overhead, soaring, I'm pouring it on like so slow, fuck a logo, young go getter, whether you saying that I am different, I'm listening to your bougie bra, no I will never upper echelon, never, nah, part of my way goes the Autobahn, bounce the house, track off the system.
So we got a... So this one's gonna be different. It's a reverse engineering challenge, so no like exploits being sent. Just have to sort of understand how this works. At least that's usually how these go. Let me read the challenge. Nice. 55 days, 56 solves. That's pretty early on it. Alright, you've infiltrated the secret meeting of the demonic cult. They want you to join their summoning circle. Who to link hands with. Interesting. So, extremely cryptic and arguably unhelpful, but that's okay. So, set up some notes. Write down that little note. And let's see. Whoops, we're already there. Oh dude, I already have link hands. Right. So we only have one file. That's it. Oh, this one is stripped. So we'll see. You'll see. If you've ever watched me do like any of these other things, it's very different when the file is stripped because Ghidra doesn't have quite as much information to display. So for example, all of these function names don't have names. They're just like main doesn't have a name. It's function 00401196. We can rename it though, luckily. So I'm gonna call that main. So we know it's main because libc start main is calling it. And then it looks like it's taking some arguments, which is kind of interesting, and one is off the stack. So we might provide an argument, maybe provide a file or something to this. Not sure. Let's take a look at the main function. Oh, and actually, I'm seeing... I'll point it out because the whole point of this is to be educational. So this, when they set up this variable and they check this variable at the end, that's called a stack canary. Because if we were doing something like smashing a stack, for example, like this variable is declared right before the canary. So if we overflow this variable, we're likely to change the stack canary effectively. So this probably means like, so yeah, I should run checksec and we'll probably see stacks and overflows? Really? Like code though? Or like other stacks and other overflows? Yeah, so it has a canary. I'll keep looking at it. This might be a little hard though, this one. Oh, okay, wait a second. Farming game, ran out of room. I named chest stack overflow. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Nice. A stack of stacks. Yeah. It's crazy how quickly that falls off. Programmer friends might get that. I feel like that's probably the other common denominator there. So I'm going to copy this over because it's hard to read with the bright white background. I can make this text a lot bigger. Yeah. I don't have a lot of issues with stack over. Like it doesn't come up a lot, but I won't say I haven't had any of it. It's kind of weird. Like for the most part, you don't have to use C in a lot of like things at this point. But it is hard. No, that is clever. That's funny. My friends are similar with like they don't do coding puns, but they we play this game Ark, which has like it's not a farming simulator, but it is like a kind of survival simulator thing. You like build bases and stuff, and they name things. So like, yeah, they got me into playing it, and it's pretty fun. Like, they name things hilarious. Similar to that kind of like just like funny things that you're like, what? Every time I look at it I'm just like, what? Like some of the names of the dinosaurs are just absurd. Yeah, I probably will stream. I have once or twice, but I'll probably try to do it again, like streaming of us playing, because it's a good time. They're really funny, and they've built like their Ark setup is a fully renewable energy based civilization, so they have all green technology. There's compost and windmills, and I joined it a lot after they did. And we're currently building an army of whales that we can ride, so that's pretty cool. Interesting. FGATs.
You acting funny, flashing money, dog. You racking up clout. I got cards. Look at them charts. Look at them racking up miles. Look at them packing a house all the way down to the south. I got a house. I got it up. None of you goofies allowed.
They're saying this one's easy. I think this one's gonna be a little tricky. So one of these functions should hopefully read the flag. Oh no. So what? Oh. So with these like reverse engineering challenges, we're not trying to hack the program, so somehow it has the flag or should reveal the flag. But they didn't give us a flag. We can see, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna have a hard-coded file or hard-coded flag. Yeah, so there's definitely no, like, yeah, they didn't leave a flag in there. But like, there's clearly no flag being revealed. So, and there's no function for it either. Sometimes there's like a hidden function. So somehow, and these all look like they're kind of do nothing functions actually. So the main function's really all we got. So somehow this flag must be like encrypted or in memory or something. Maybe we can try to run this and see what happens. So I'll use GDB link. Aspect grammar. Huh. So this is weird. Okay. So we probably want to go into this case. So it read in, it reads in, or let me try to clean up some of these variables. So it's easier to look at this and maybe understand something. So this is the buffer that we get to put things into. It converts the buffer, the first 10 bytes of the buffer, into a string. Or is it making sure? Oh, okay. I think it's making sure that the 10th element in the buffer is a 0, so that's null terminated. I think that's what's happening. I'm gonna call this null check. That's not a good way to make sure though, because obviously if we're giving it something, we could just make the 10th byte 0, but still, yeah. Anyway. Okay. This is the part that I'm worried about though. So it's gonna read data into these two pointers. I don't know. There is a global variable. Is this like, yeah, this is an address. Interesting. So how do we get into this case? The result of this scanf results into. So maybe we only give it 2 characters. I don't get it. Okay. Well, debugger. So oh shit. is it even gonna have... This is the other hard part. When they're stripped, it's a lot harder to debug them because it's like the names get clobbered. Pickle Rick. Where? How do I do this? Well, we can cause a segmentation fault, and then this program will have to crash, and then we'll start seeing addresses. So I'm just gonna throw something. I saw it doing scanf. Let's throw... It was scanf into a pointer. So this is definitely not going to be a pointer. Oh no, that doesn't break it. Oh. Oh wait, there is a start. No, yeah. Shit. I guess maybe this might be it. I don't think this is though. I think DL start is how the dynamic libraries... I mean, I'll step through it, but... Wait. So we can look at the next 22 instructions. And then I can look at the code over here. And see, does this look like the same? Like, are we running this function that we called it main, but it wasn't called main? It had that other name. So the first instruction: push RBX sub RSP move frax keyword pointer. Does that match up with what we see? I guess I can disassemble DL start. Yeah. Oh, this song's a little beyond what I was trying to go for right now, I think. Actually, I'm gonna change up the mix. Okay. So is DL start... It's pretty big. Okay, yeah. So push RBP. No, this doesn't look the same. Yeah, this looks completely different. So this, like, I guess you'd call this anti-debugging measures. Yeah. Because we basically want to make sure we're actually debugging in this section here. I guess, you know what I could do? Okay, I know what I can do. I guess that also works. So we can see this. I just hit Control C and it'll break current, like where I am currently as a interrupt. And then we can see like into this sort of like the stack right now. Where are we actually in the middle of? And it looks like we're in the middle of this, which looks like a good guess. Usually OX 40100, like 401,000 is usually, I think, like where main starts, I believe. So maybe we can try 401,000. Whoops. Break. Or it'd be B star OX 4010. So let's try this again. There we go. So that does look like what we were looking at. So it subtracts 8, moves that. Yeah, that looks more like what we're wanting to see, I think. Does it... Do we see the call to like fgets and stuff? Let's see. So we can look at the next 22 instructions from the point. Yeah, so there's the puts. Okay, so at least we figured out how to get into this actual function we want to debug. So let's step. It's hard to look at this because it's like cut across 2 screens. Or it's not quite fitting onto the... So is it expecting an argument? That's what I'm kind of curious about. Like, I wonder if I just gave it a bunch of arguments, if we would, oh no, I guess that won't help. So let's step through this, yeah. So subtracting 8. But yeah, it's hard because I can't really see the full... Maybe it's still readable if I do, like... This might be a little excessively large. Because ideally I want to see some of these register values as we're stepping through it. So let's see. So I think that's what we're looking at. Test. And that's the check for the null character. Okay. I don't even see it asking for a second thing though. That's so weird. Let's step back over here. Wait. Oh. So it is, I guess maybe some of this code is not matching the assembly quite the way I would expect. Test RSI, test RSI. Is that this? Cause like I don't think I even see. Is it calling scanf? I don't know. Let me just try to step through it. Yeah, these reverse engineering things get pretty hard pretty quick. Like they go from very easy to very difficult. Oh, but I should have. I can't see what was in RCX. Huh. There's no local variables. I feel like this string is in memory. And like somehow there must be a way to read it. Either forcing the code to go into this, or yeah. I feel like that's probably the best option, to force it to go into there. Oh, wait, so it does ask me the next thing. Who will you look... Oh, no. This is the first question. Did I rerun this? No. Weird. Okay, so I guess maybe I want to put a breakpoint after. Oh, so wait. There's a thing called libc start main. Libc. Oh, maybe this is where. But I thought we saw from Ghidra that it called. I don't think that is it. I think that's how. I think that's the entry. And then libc start main is this thing. I think this is. We found it here. Although that's not 401,000, that's... Okay, you know what? Let's try to put a breakpoint here. And see if that actually isn't something different. Okay. So it is calling some sort of, yeah. So the main function is actually here. Move to RAX this thing of data. Okay, so now I think, yeah, we're looking at the things we wanted to. Yeah. So the question now is like, is there anything in memory that we can see? And then also, maybe I'll set more breakpoints so that we can just change that variable to a 2. Yeah, so like here. So if I just continue, I just give it some nonsense, I can just set, oh right, so RDI is, no, so RSI. Can I just set EAX to 2? Or yeah, I can. So then when it does this comparison, isn't this gonna succeed? Why? Jump not equal. I just set it equal. Huh. Oh. So there's a segmentation fault. So something about what I did. Yeah, I don't know if I want to. This might be a rabbit hole. These have tended to be difficult to do on stream. These reverse engineering challenges. Maybe there was another easy pwn challenge. Oh, there was. There's another one. Oh, but this one was kind of difficult. Let me see. Is there another? Just double check. Oh, there was that one, the K Ondo one. Didn't have any ratings though. Oh, then the Void. What was this one? All right. Oh, but it's not very easy. It's easy. Be careful with that. Their definitions of very easy and easy are not the same as mine. Well, these are retired though, so they do have solutions to them. Let's take a look at this one, Void, because I did see I had this downloaded. Also, these are VIP, so it means that people watching might not have access to them, so maybe it is actually kind of more uniquely valuable. So yeah, I'm gonna stop doing the reverse engineering. It's it probably doesn't even have a solution. They don't tend to have solutions either, or write up solutions. I meant to say. So let me go back here, and that one was called Void. Okay. The password is always HackTheBox. And so let me remove the zip. Okay, so we got 4 files. I'll make some notes for this. Called void. Alright, and then, yeah, I probably want to check out the file called void. Oh. So, this one's not stripped, that'll be easier. That'll be good. Okay, and then let's just do check sec. No canary, nice. So it might just be a kind of typical Stack Overflow kind of thing, maybe. Execution is enabled. Yeah, so when we overwrite this stack, the data we write is also allowed to be executed. There's no protection to avoid that, I believe is what it also is saying. Okay. They also did have some libraries, so we might have to rely on the shared library. Let's take a look at void. Oh, also there's a flag file. So we probably don't have to pop a shell. Either this void function's gonna read the flag in some way, or yeah, that's just my kind of prediction, I'm guessing. I'll save that. We'll come back to it another time. This was called void. It's probably at the end here. Take a look. And I don't use any of the extra stuff. I just go with the defaults, but I suppose I could explore that some other time. And if anyone knows, man, I would love to know how to make this. Oh, look at that. What an easy main function. So, it's going to call a function called vulnerable and return. I think we know what we need to look at. Probably that vulnerable function. Nice. That's what I want on a night where I got work tomorrow. I don't want to be digging around I want something kind of cut and dried at this point. Alright, so let's take a look at vuln. What's the vuln is the question. Yeah, that's not good. So they define this is like a minimalistic function or challenge. I kind of like it. Void. Interesting. Oh, this function's void. Yeah. Interesting. That might come back in an interesting way. So I'm gonna try not to read the write-up, but it looks like what's happening is they define this, I'm gonna call it buffer. They define this local variable, has 64 bytes, and they read in 200. And that's it. They return. But obviously that could be dangerous, right? Because as we've seen, if you give this read function gives raw access to memory, and we can place things in memory, therefore. So like some return-oriented programming, for example, might be possible. So when it hits this return, maybe we don't return. So let's see, does this have a read flag? Doesn't. But it is giving us a lot of space, because this vuln function is reading in 200 bytes, right? And yeah, that's plenty to read a flag. So, and we saw that stack smashing is enabled. It can execute that. Oh yeah, so let's grab the code from Vuln. And let's see first, I guess, if we can just try to smash the stack and then execute some shellcode to like read a flag.txt. I think that's sort of the naive approach. It looks like that's kind of what it's set up to do, I think. I'm trying to get better at this stuff. I think that's what it's doing. I think the hard part might be something about this. I've gotten very attuned to HackTheBox's usage of puns, and it doesn't seem. It seems very likely that the fact that this vulnerable function is a void data type is gonna matter, because this challenge is called void. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna try to smash the stack here. And my understanding is that will give us control of the instruction pointer to give shellcode. But I don't know if there's something about this that maybe is going to make like that not work, or hopefully, yeah. If it looks like it's going south, I'll just jump towards the solution, because this is retired. And that's the point of this channel. So let's go into the debugger. I'll probably open 2 terminals, actually. So this one will be our Python. Oh, I need the virtual environment stuff for Pwn tools. Let's just make a virtual environment. And source activate. I don't have it, do I? Oops. Yeah, because they're like directory dependent. So install Pwn tools again. So I'll try to solve this one, and then probably call it a night for now. I think this looks like it might be a nice cut and dried thing though. So we have Python open, we can from Pwn import star, get all those libraries, and then on this side I will open GDB on this function, and then it did have the name main and vuln, so we wanted to probably break in here. So this is where it's reading in. And then after that, I guess is we'll see. So because it's void, it should be easier because of void type. No? Because there's no basically after this read call is where all of our exploitation will happen, and I don't know. I guess we'll see. So the first thing that you tend to do is create something to find like offsets. So if you've seen on this channel, I tend to create something I call breaker usually. It's a cyclic pattern. So there's like, I'll print it out, you can see what I mean. It's a pattern that never repeats in the exact same way, of like a specified size. I guess I don't need it to be quite this. We can make it smaller because it's only going to read in 200. So then I'm going to call this breaker, and we'll write those 200 bytes into that file. And so now I can put a breakpoint right before and right after, I think, is probably what I'll do.
Okay, let's take it from here.
And so now we can run, and I'll pipe in that breaker. And we should see a segmentation fault. So after this read, it's going to read in all my stuff, and we can just continue. Oh, I didn't give it enough. It didn't break. Weird. Wait, so that not... Oh, no, yeah. The stack pointer is this. That's not gonna work. That's gonna cause a crash. Alright, so let me copy this. So... Yeah. So it does crash. I guess because it's a void function, it crashes, though somehow, yeah, it is related to that void data type on the return, I guess. Alright, anyway, we want to find now this pattern. So we see that the stack pointer is pointing to this. So we want to know, like, where is that in this pattern? So we can find it, like that. And it's 72 bytes in. Okay. So, and then the address of that is this. So I think this will be like a test payload, I suppose. But we can try to start creating something. So we have 72 bytes to play with. I think maybe the first thing is see if I wanted to just use shellcraft. So if I wanted to say exploit equals ASM of shellcraft dot, and I think I can just maybe try to call the cat function of flag.text. So what's the size of that shellcode? Oh, actually I also need to change context dot architecture to be x8664. That has bitten me a few times. Okay, so what's the length of this? It's only 44. Great. And 72 minus 44 is 28. So... and then an length of address is 8. So we'll send... okay. So the payload will be 20 no operations, right, plus the exploit, which is just to basically call the cat operation, which prints, like, it just reads whatever it is and prints it to the console of the flag, and that's only 44 bytes, so that gets us to 64. And then the you basically want to point to some address that's gonna be in our actual shellcode, so that the instructions the program executes our exploit. So you want to give it that address, and I called it address. Yeah. Okay, and then so is the length of this all now should be exactly 72? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna call this test and write that. And now let's try that. See how we did on our first try. And let me maybe make this a little bit easier for me to read. Oh, I think we're in our shellcode. if it's working or not. I'm not sure what the instructions are. It's not crashing though. Interesting. It's using glibc. Oh. Maybe we got it. Oh no, that was just stepping through the read. Yeah, this is where it's gonna happen on the return. So that's interesting. That must be something to do with this void, the namesake of this function. And the address we gave it maybe is where that's coming into play. So I had given it, what did I give it as the address? DDA8. But maybe, because you can see here DD60 points to the beginning of our knob sled. I guess let's see what happens when it hits this return instruction. So I don't think it's stepping into our Alright, so we didn't get the address quite right, but it definitely stepped into. So I think what happened is that, yeah, it stepped into the shellcode, but not in the right spot because we got bad instructions. So we just need to tweak that offset, I think. Let me go back to this, or do we have a second breakpoint? Yeah, delete the first one. So after this, and then it's on the return that it actually yeah, it's on the return that it actually seems to get into our code. So wait, I should look. So DD60, I gave it DDA8. I can't do hex math in my head. What's the difference between those two things? How far off am I? So that's 72 bytes. What? So this is pointing to the very start of it? So maybe I need to make that knob sled bigger, actually. I don't know if this is gonna work. I think the problem is the address that I gave it. Like I said, if this gets too rough, I can just take a look at the solution. I'm gonna try. Give it an honest effort. So no op, leave, and then yeah, it's on this return that the shit hits the fan. Seemingly. But now I think maybe this is right, because the base pointer is also pointing to the beginning of our knob sled. Let's see. No. Oh? No, yeah, segmentation fault. So DD6, why is there a segmentation fault? Interesting. Easy, but not very easy. Please tell me there's a walkthrough. There is a walkthrough. Okay. So... this is where the stack pointer is.
We are the music makers.
Maybe we want it to be
And we
here
are the
instead?
dreamers of dreams.
That seems to be the end of the knob sled. If this doesn't work though, we can always look at the...
When you hear the music,
Inside this room, all of my dreams become realities.
Maybe 72 is too short? I don't know. But that's when we overflowed the instruction pointer. There is something with this void data type of the function. Like, that is causing something weird. Oh, wait, so... So that address was definitely too far.
Dreams become realities.
What was wrong with 60 though? That put us right at the knob sled. Yeah, but it doesn't get triggered until the return instruction. There's something going on with this void data type. Like, why is it?
We are the music makers.
Oh, the base pointer's off. So maybe... okay, I want to try to give a good effort though. I don't want to just cheat. I think what I'll do... here's what we can do. Let's try to make a program to see if there's a way to brute force this, and
We are the music makers.
if it isn't,
The dreamers.
that's fine. So, def brute, and I'll call it, yeah, it'll just take one argument, it'll be n. So we'll start a process on the void binary that we have. We'll create a payload.
when you hear the music,
Inside
That'll
this
be
room, all of my dreams become realities.
this times n, and then we'll just send that into p, or yeah, phrasing is a bit off there.
The dreamers.
So send payload. I guess just try to see if we get anything with the interactive session. Okay, and then for I. Maybe we know it has to be a certain size for it to even cause any damage. I guess that looks fine. Brute I. Oh, okay, wait a second. I should have had it print out the number. We got one of those and it was a illegal instruction. That's the one that we want to take a look at again. Ah, so this one, 21. Ah, that's interesting. I'd use 20. Interesting. So 21, we get illegal instruction. Let's see what that looks like on the debugger side. That's weird. So it has to do something with the fact that this function is void, and then the return from a void function is seemingly like it's not doing the same thing, I guess. Which I guess makes sense, because if the return type is nothing, like in the computer, every register is holding something, right? It uses RCX and RDX and RDI for arguments. So if you're not returning anything, I guess how it's all gonna function changes, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. Oh, so it detected a loop in my shellcode or something. That's weird. So it's on this. And why is it? Oh, the base pointer has this address. And I gave it DD60. But why isn't that in here then? Do global detours. So I think that's part of like the takedown at the end of a function. I think that's like I think detours was like something at the end that it does. So what's happening there? 40100. How did it get in there? Huh. Alright. That's a good, we gave it an honest effort. I feel like this is going to be an educational moment. Let me download this right up and let's just see what the deal is. Okay, so there is a technique that I don't know. Yeah. I'm getting better about this, you know? Because, like, look, I mean, as soon as yeah, and also I didn't know this, right? Like I'm getting to the point where I'm realizing once I hit the point where it's like, oh, I don't have the tools to solve this. Yeah, and it turns out there's a whole other thing. Return to DL resolve. So that's probably referring to dynamic library resolving, which makes sense because the whole initial part of this, I was having issues trying to even get to the main function because this is all running with dynamic libraries. And so I think you might maybe recall, but I had a break at like DL start main. So that's interesting. So something about the dynamic libraries is going to be used, I guess. So some tool here, or approach, I guess, is a return to DL resolve attack. That's cool. I've never heard of that. So let's see. Oh, NX being... Oh, okay. So I was interpreting that wrong. So this maybe, that's a good thing to know for next time. So when NX is checked, that means the opposite. It does not mean, this means, okay, let me make a note to self. So this doesn't mean I'm going to be able to run my shellcode. This means I'm not going to be able to run, not going to run my shellcode. So that's why we need to do some fancy return to something. Gotcha. So there didn't have the canary, which is good, but it did disable that. So that's why that was failing. Okay, fine. That's fine. So we look at vuln. This, yeah. It's a 40 byte buffer, but they're gonna call read of much more. It's gonna actually read, yes. There are no functions in the program to print anything out. Yeah, exactly. So there's nothing to jump to that's gonna show us the flag. It's linked to libc though. So that means we can do this. So I don't even know what this is. That's kind of cool. During this attack, we trick the binary into resolving a function of our choice. Oh, so we can pop a shell. Even though it doesn't have... like it doesn't call system anywhere in the function, but because it includes libc, and libc has... So I've heard of return to libc. This is almost similar to that, but a little easier, I guess. Interesting. So, okay, so during this attack, we essentially trick the binary into resolving a function of our choice by faking certain structures that have to exist. Once these are faked, we can call the DL resolve function with offsets pointing to our fake structures, causing the linker to resolve the location of our choice, in our case, system. Yeah, this is some voodoo I would not have known. Oh, there's an entire class in Pwn Tools for it. So obviously this is some, yeah, this is something that I did. Return to DL resolve payload. So we give it the function, or the binary. Tell it we want to go to system. Oh, right, because it has to sort of set up, as it said, the structures, the fake structures. So it's going to know that we want system, that we want to pop an SH, and then that's all they have to do. The rest Pwn Tools kind of figures out. Oh, and then we need the 72, which we already knew. We knew that it was 72 bytes to get us control. Interesting. So it looked like this is the thing that we needed to know about. We didn't know about return to DL resolve payload. Interesting. Okay.
Certains de nos concitoyens, donnant le pas à l'amitié sur la justice, ont cru devoir se joindre au boulanger.
Interesting. I haven't used the ROP thing much in Pwn Tools, so let me go through the exercise of actually solving this. Now that we know how to do it. So start an instance. We'll make Pwn port star, and let's see, we needed to have the elf because we needed that. We needed to change context.arch 8664, and then ROP is Rob. And then we need to get the name of that thing. What was it? DL resolve. Oh, I already have that open. And then we're gonna have a remote instance, so I'll do p equals remote. We'll add that later. Then we want this thing. I believe it took elf. System. And then I believe it was bin sh. And then I need to learn the syntax for ROP, so it's different. So raw is just adding, it's like append, I guess. Raw bytes. Oh, yeah, maybe that's why. It's just gonna be bytes. Because he's not giving bytes here, he's just, I don't know. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we knew it wanted to be 72. And then we wanted to, I guess, how does he use this? Read in the data and structures that, yeah. Because we want to use this thing that came back. Oh, maybe I'll call it what he called it, or what they called it. So DL resolve, that's a better name. Dot, what was it? Was it dot data address? Okay. So dot data address. Yeah, I haven't really done much with the ROP stuff, so this is new for me. And then I guess you actually call that. I'll keep these comments in, actually. Yeah, so we copied some of it. Raw. I'll just do what he did, whatever they did. Okay, so this should work, and let's give it the HackTheBox details for the remote instance. I don't know if this remote instance is going to have an issue again. If it does, it's probably something weird going on with my internet connection and not HackTheBox, because that was weird earlier. I don't know why that was happening, but call this solve.py, go to HackTheBox, retired, and this was void, and yeah. Let's try running this, hopefully we see a flag. Python 3, solve. Nice. Nice. That's always nice. Before I do that, I'm gonna trust myself. Way to go. Trusting yourself. No, it's actually fine. It's because I didn't run it from we move the solution into this folder where we have the virtual environment, run that, and I am so silly. I didn't put this in yet. Must have gone distracted. Okay, here we go. Let's get this flag. Oh, I moved the file. Yeah. I remember doing that. Yeah. Okay. I guess I have to just really copy and paste because it must need these keywords. Symbol equals args equal. Okay. Oh, I didn't give it a list. Oh. We'll do keywords anyway. Does not. Oh, right. God damn it. Good Lord. Dumpster fire. Yay! PwnTools homepage is useful. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So we learned a little bit. It's not all just stack smashing. There's a lot, and I'm increasingly seeing this ROP stuff is powerful because, yeah, it's probably unlikely that you're gonna see binaries these days with executable sections and like those kind of mistakes are probably hopefully, I mean, I guess they still find vulnerabilities with buffer overflows, but even that, right, we're seeing this had a buffer overflow but we couldn't abuse it. We need to use some of these other tools, so that's cool. Okay. Alright. Well, yeah. Might not have been a fully organic solve, but I wasn't about to return to DL resolve on my own. That's also true. I needed someone to show me that. And yeah, looks like PwnTools has it pretty much covered. So if I know now, it'll be a lot easier to try to do that, I suppose. Yeah, this return to DL resolve allows you to just call system simply because this binary was linked with libc, I guess. Cool. Yep. Alright. Well, I wanted to keep it relatively short tonight, just be consistent at least and keep streaming. Oh yeah, let's submit the flag. I mean, it is retired, I'm not going to get any points, but might as well. Yeah, I'm glad some of these people are being a little more honest. Is that really easy? For me, that was not easy, because I had to look, so I'm going to call it medium. Although, yeah, thank you so much for hanging out, and, oh boy, blasted with broken audio. Yeah, I think that, I don't know, this is where I got my sort of rating sense from, but I think it's somewhat skewed by, yeah. Yeah, well no, but also, like, I don't think it's just me either, because look how few people solve these pwn challenges. Talking about, like, something's easy, but only 25 people did it. I don't know about that. Because, like, if you go to active challenges and, like, okay, an easy challenge for pwn has maybe 2,500. But then if you go to web and you go to easy, like how this one's probably like a week old and it's already got 3,000. Okay, it's a year old. But I don't know, it seems like there's a lot more people doing the other stuff. So yeah, it's hard. Either way, learn something new tonight. That's the whole point. And to just not be quite as afraid of trying something. So yeah, thank you so much, Data, for coming and hanging out. It's nice chatting with you as always. And yeah, I'll be back again soon for more streaming. And yeah, look forward to the next time you stream or Dex streams. Yeah, it'll be cool. But yeah, happy New Year, happy evening, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. Peace.